the TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Troy Athens High School, it's the Dondero Oaks taking on the Athens Redhawks. Hello everyone, Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here at Troy Athens High School, where tonight the Dondero Oaks take on the Athens Redhawks. The Oaks have had their trouble this year, and so have the Redhawks. Really, it's a rebuilding year for them.
Yeah, neither team is playing for a league title or state playoffs or anything like that. In Athens' case, they are playing for homecoming. You don't want to lose on homecoming. Dondero's had a little trouble with injuries all year. They didn't have a lot of kids to start out with, and when you don't have a lot of kids, they get hurt in practice, they get hurt in games. Their big key is number 36, Sean Mascaro. He's their best offensive player, probably their best defensive player. He plays on the field at all times, so just because he gets tired, there's always the chance he can get hurt. On Athens' side, the big guy to look for is number 9, Brent McDonald. He's the leading rusher in all of Oakland County, obviously the guy that their offense is built around.
Okay, there's some of the big names. It's homecoming night here at Troy Athens High School. We'll be back with the kickoff right after these messages. Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Athens High School here in Troy, Michigan for homecoming night for the Redhawks. Dave Zorin along with Joe Abramson here for this contest between the Oaks and the Athens Redhawks. Dondero 1-5 in the conference, 2-5 overall. Athens coming into this game 3-3 in the conference and 3-4 overall. And as we mentioned in the open, a rebuilding season for the Redhawks, who are generally challenging the Colts for the Battle of Troy, which we will have next week. And on the other side, the Oaks, and we see Fred Fuhr hiding behind his assistant coach there as he walks away. There's Fred right in the center of your screen with the hood on. And his team having a little trouble, mainly because of the size of the team, not that many players enrollment-wise, and then injuries.
Yeah, I mean, this is a school, a program that only a few years ago made the playoffs in 2 consecutive seasons. You know, it's not coaching, it's not the ability of the particular kids, it's just the numbers that you have. And as you see John Walker, the coach for Troy Athens.
And Athens, again, young team, 3-3 and 3-4.
You know, I'm guessing that Oxford High must be playing a Saturday game because John Walker's son, Jim, is one of the star running backs for Oxford. In fact, scored a touchdown last year in the state championship when they won the title. And he had changed all the home dates for Athens this year, as you see this big homecoming crowd. But he had changed all their home dates so that he could see his kid play, which is, hey, I'd have done the same thing. But that meant they were almost always playing on a Saturday, with the exception of a Thursday game against Groves, because that was what the Groves coach apparently wanted. Don't ask me why. But I'm guessing that Oxford must be playing Saturday, so he didn't have to switch this game.
That's it. The field conditions are going to be a problem here tonight, Joe. Here we see the prints, I should say, of our truck where it got stuck earlier today. You can see a lot of help from the football players in trying to get our truck out of there. The freshman team down there helping us get out of the mud, and really it's not that much better on the field.
We walked across that field, and there are a few spots that you can see, even at, I think, the 35-yard line to your left, that are just terrible. And, you know, I think they did run a tractor over this to try to flatten it out, but all that did was, I think, make it more bumpy. But you have to do that because the field doesn't drain well.
And the problem now is, here's where you get a lot of injuries, as you mentioned, down on the field.
Especially.
There are a lot of ruts down in there, so we hope that the players can avoid that and stay healthy down there tonight.
And this is one game where every person running will look slower than he really is.
And we're ready for the kickoff. It'll be Brian Schiller to do the kicking, number 25. He does the kicking and the punting for the Redhawks. And we are underway at Athens High School. Kickoff taken by Tillotson at the 5-yard line, and Tillotson, the quarterback, brings it out to about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Tillotson's played about every position this year. He's really their best wide receiver, and through injuries and other things, he's now their starting quarterback, and as Fred Fear told us, he can't throw to himself. I guess only Steve Young can do that.
Yeah.
See him bring the ball right up the middle, getting as much yardage as he can, and he did break one tackle and got the ball up to the 25. But Tillotson, I guess, they have had a few problems in recent games with guys holding on to the ball, but going in, they probably all thought they were going to be secondary receivers. Now, they're all primary guys.
Exactly, and now Tillotson becomes the quarterback. Tillotson handing off to Mascaro on the first carry, and Mascaro carries for a few yards on the first down carry, picks up about 2 or 3. Let's see. We'll give him about 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to see Stroinski, quarterback for Athens, warming up. It's going to be hard for guys to break long plays unless the defenders also fall in all the muck out there.
Tillotson, again, the handoff to Mascaro. Same play. He busts this one open for a big first down, and he's across the 40-yard line to about the 41.
And as I say that, the guy runs for about 12 yards, and I guess it was a useless point.
Let's take
Right
a look.
Here, he just cuts up real quick, gets a few good blocks, and tries to get as much as he can. And again, you're not gonna. It's gonna be harder to break away once you get through that initial group of tackles, only because you can't. You're not running on a hard enough surface to do it.
So Mascaro picks up the first down ball at about the 42. 1st and 10 there. And again, the workhorse takes it off to the right side this time. And not much there.
Well, that was actually.
Oh, that was 28, I believe. Sean Goldman.
Yeah, you gotta give the guy a break sometime. Let him rest.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, here they smelled that out right from the beginning. Goldman had nowhere to go. You see number 35 there for Athens. Matt Schiffer making the tackle.
2nd down and 11, loss of a yard on the play. Athens stays onside, and they get an even a bigger loss now as they knock Mascaro back for 2 or 3 yards.
Now you're in a situation where it's about 3rd and 14. And one of the things about, and it depends on who your quarterback is, and obviously Tillotson hasn't been the starter all year, where you want to throw on 1st or 2nd down is that if you get in this situation on 3rd, they know you've got to pass. And sometimes maybe your best bet is a screen pass or a draw, only because the defense will be sitting, almost in a nickel. But here I think they are forced to throw the ball.
There's Chris Tillotson on a 3rd and 14 situation. Goes to the air, has it, a little bit of time, and now scrambles to get loose and overthrows his intended receiver, Brad Richardson.
That might have been an intentional overthrow.
Yeah.
You can see the guy's not going to get the first down for you. Don't try to force a play where, especially when you're thrown out into the flats, where if you make a bad pass and they pick it off, there's nobody on the offense able to come back and get the interceptor. Here you look, you scramble a little bit, try to buy some time. Nobody open, you just throw it away. The guy he looks like he's thrown to was triple covered. He wouldn't have got the first down. Not a bad play by Tillotson.
And a 4th and 14 now for Dondero. Punting back there is Richardson. High snap, but he'll have time to get it off as Athens was not applying any pressure, but they'll remember that next time. On the return now, number 32, and a flag, looks like a flag is down.
You know what I'm guessing happened? I was looking all over for a flag. When a punter takes that half second to wait, a lineman's going to release downfield, and there's probably an ineligible man downfield on Dondero's part. The only other thing that he could have called from back there would be an invalid fair catch signal, which I didn't notice if he'd done that or not.
It was Smith on the return, Jeff Smith, number 32.
Now apparently that's not a flag. It sure looks like a flag from here, doesn't it? Right? I mean, you see it on the screen. That looked like a flag.
Let's take a look. No, it is not a flag.
It was there already. Okay. Well, it's yellow.
Yeah. There's something on the field down there.
You got him good
maybe
field
a shoe.
position. Now we're going to get a chance to see the top running back statistically in Oakland County.
1st and 10 for the Red Hogs.
But first.
And a good strong carry there by Matt Schiffer.
I guess next time we'll see McDonald. Which isn't a bad way to go. When everyone knows what's coming, obviously, maybe it is better to go with something else.
Here's Schiffer.
A quick hitter, breaks a tackle there, and just busts it out. Once you get through that initial cut, the initial tackle, it's pretty much up to the running back to find the hole. Did a good job, got about 8 yards.
2nd down and a short 2 here for the Red Hawks. Big first down carry. Brent McDonald's the one to watch, number 9. Back to pass. He's got his man open and just overthrows him. Intended down there for Jeff Smith, the wide receiver.
Yeah, he had his choice there. He had 44 Stern open across the middle, but obviously if you complete this pass here to Smith, it's a touchdown. Just overthrew him a little bit. Not a bad idea, though. 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1, that's the time to throw deep. If you're going to come back 3rd and 1, you can still get that.
Stroinski, the quarterback, the senior.
Yeah, this is probably a situation where we're going to see them go with their unbalanced line, kind of give away where they're going, but that doesn't matter because they figure, you're going for a yard. You're not trying to bust a long play here.
3rd and about 2. Stroinski trying to draw him off. Now, carrying for the first down is Matt Schiffer, and the Redhawks pick up the first down as they needed.
Schiffer initially got hit by number 48, who, let's see, that is Caraway, Jason Caraway, and had him stopped, and he just kept his legs moving and spun his body around and actually landed on his back to get the first down. That's just, one guy trying to outmuscle the other.
And we saw 48 Caraway on the other side. And Stroinski, good height for a quarterback. He can see downfield. It gives him a good advantage on pass plays.
Yeah, 6'3", 175 pounds, a senior. Yeah, the taller you are, it's easier just to see over your lineman.
1st and 10 now. Redhawks again to the pass and complete to Smith. Smith shakes off one tackle and keeps going. And finally, it takes about 4 Oaks to get him down.
Yeah, Smith wide open on the play, and then he gave what every quarterback loves, what they call RAP, run after catch. It helps your statistics out.
A good slant-in pattern, and he was wide open. Let's take a look, Joe.
Oh, yeah, just a quick 3-step drop, not even that. Hits him real quick, and he makes this quick cut right here to avoid the tackle, and could have been a face mask, but almost busted that. But still, again, not only gained about 20 on the play, gained 8 yards after he caught the ball.
That brings him to about the 35-yard line of the Oaks. 1st and 10 there on a draw. And McDonald. He was strung up with a face mask, but look at him go inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line. And they're going to tack a face mask on this.
Yeah, that's how you get the kind of rushing statistics that he has. You just never stop your legs from moving until they got you down. A lot of guys, after the initial contact, will just kind of lunge a little bit.
Let's hear the call down on the field, Joe.
We got a face mask on White. Refused. First down.
Okay, so they refused the penalty. Let's take a look. It comes right off the bat.
Yeah, apparently you can't tack that on to the end of the play. Yeah, right here is where it's going to happen. He just spun away from that and kept his legs moving all the way, broke a tackle right there. And, he probably picked up at least 10, maybe 15 yards that he probably shouldn't have just by keeping his legs moving.
Good effort. A lot of backs would have gone down with that initial face mask. Handoff and really just losing his footage, and that is because of that ground. And McDonald goes down right before he gets to the line of scrimmage.
A little frustrated. That's kind of an interesting play. It looked like he was trying to sell an option and then went with a quick dive.
There we see Fred Fuhr on the far sideline, head coach of the Oaks. And Stroinski trying to get his team going here. 2nd and 10. And the field condition will probably have a bigger part in this game than we thought, as we saw a slip up right there on a basic dive.
Yeah, I would look for a low-scoring game today.
Pass going out in the flat, wide open is number 20, and that is Whitehouse, rather. Brian Whitehouse.
Yeah,
let's take a look.
Yeah, really, he was wide open again there. You see, looked off left, throws the defenders, and then he hits him out to the right, and he almost got in for the touchdown. Passing might be a good idea in these kind of conditions because it's the one area where the offense has the advantage, only because the receiver knows where he's going and the defender doesn't, and the defender's got to react, and on this kind of ground, it's real hard to do.
1st and goal from the 4-yard line. The straight dive, and nothing there. On the carry was number 9, McDonald, Brent McDonald.
McDonald at 5'11", 185, not real big. And when you're down near the goal line, you want just your biggest, strongest guy to try to bull over for that yard. He still, looks like, from what we saw in that first run, that he's able to kind of break some tackles. But now you're going against more of a goal line defense rather than an honest defense that you see at midfield.
3 backs in the backfield, sort of a power left as we have a slot man right behind the guard, between the guard and the tackle, and that's where they go. And McDonald gets in for the touchdown. 2-yard run for Brent McDonald.
Yeah, you just go with that power offensive backfield that they had. Kind of gave away what they were doing, but it didn't matter.
Let's take a look.
There you see everybody knew it was coming left. They knew which hole he was going over, and that's pretty much just saying, here it's coming, try to stop it. And for 2 yards, it's pretty hard for a defense to do that.
So McDonald gets the Athens Redhawks on the board first, 6-0, and now the extra point attempt by Brian Schiller.
And McDonald holding. I wonder, it'd probably be tough to kick in this field, too.
Yeah, let's see. It is
Doesn't
up.
look too tough.
That looked good. As he powers it through, Schiller, a strong kicker, strong leg, puts him up 7-0 now. And that's where we leave it here in the first quarter with 5:15 left. The Athens Redhawks lead 7-0 over the Oaks. And the Redhawks, very strong offense there in that first possession.
Oh, yeah, they moved the ball at will and showed a nice combination of running and passing. And, you know, they've got to get everything together today, because next week is the big game with Troy. And both these teams have an opportunity to play a little bit of spoiler. Dondero against Kimball, who cannot afford to lose if they have any hope of making the state playoffs, whereas if Kimball wins their last 2, I would think they're going to make it, just based on who the teams ahead of them and who they're playing and who they should lose to. And Troy and Troy Athens, Troy's undefeated and should go to the state playoffs, but in their region, you pretty much have to go undefeated or you won't make it, so they've got to beat Athens next week.
And there it is. Next week, Athens, the Redhawks visit the Troy Colts. And that'll be on Saturday and Monday night at 7 p.m. right here on TCI 63.
And of course, Athens tonight, you know, you don't want to lose homecoming. That's kind of a... And on the other side, as an opponent, though, you do like to ruin a team's homecoming. That's, some people I know take a lot of pride in that.
Low line drive kick, taken at about the 7-yard line by Tillotson. Tillotson across the 25 and gets about to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Oaks will start. Not bad field position. Tillotson has brought a pretty good run back to a couple of times.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done that. He does just what you're taught to do. Just get it up there as quick as you can, and don't try to make a bunch of moves near the goal line. See what you can get initially, and then try to break it out. And that's how you're going to break long kick returns, not with a bunch of fancy stuff early.
1st and 10 now for the Dondero Oaks, and Fred Fuhr sends out Tillotson, Mascaro, and also number 28 in the backfield, Sean Goldman. He's got 2 tight ends. And a straight dive by number 36, and that is Sean Mascaro. His number will be called often tonight. He's a workhorse out there.
Yeah, you're looking at probably 35, 40 carries for him tonight, which not only is going to make him tired offensively, that's going to significantly impair his defensive abilities. And at some point, they're going to have to at least try and have a passing game.
Tillotson can throw. The Oaks have had trouble catching the ball this season, according to Fred Fuhr. Just been dropping some passes. Mascaro on the sweep, and he is covered by the Redhawks.
He didn't get much blocking there from the lead back or from the guys on the end of the line. You know, you're going to pretty much gave him a naked sweep almost, where he had no...
Let's take a look.
Nothing in front of him.
Yeah, the Redhawks just follow him out there.
Yeah, and even the linebackers come in on him, and there's, there's nothing but red there.
Gain of another couple yards. It'll be 3rd and 6 coming up. And the Oaks here to the short side of the field. This is the way they run. They try to get it up the middle, but the Redhawks just swarm into the backfield and stop Mascaro cold there. Rather, it was number 28 that time.
Yeah, 3 downs
Sean
and out.
Goldman.
3 downs and out, basically some basic fundamental running plays. And Athens, I think, is going to just play them for that until they show they can do something else.
Head coach John Walker sending the plays in, talking to his defense. And here's the punt by Richardson. A low line drive punt, and it's taken at about the 21-yard line by Smith. Smith runs right into the Oaks and is down at about the 26-yard line.
Yeah, well, it looked like there was a hole there very briefly, but there was too many Oaks there. They closed it up. And Now they get the ball back on their own 25, but that's about where they were before and didn't have much trouble moving the ball.
Last week, we saw the Troy Colts on every possession get into the end zone. Every possession they had, I believe, but one, they got into the end zone.
You did the Troy game?
And all by myself. And now, the Athens Redhawks might be up to that challenge here. They look very strong in that first possession. Let's see if they can do it again. Two receivers split up top. As Stroyinski calls the signals, and he may run out of time here soon. Yes, he does. Now, we don't have a clock like they do in the pros to let you know how much time is running out, but you can just sense time running out. Well, you can hear the call down there.
And it's not uncommon on the first play of the possession, just because you've got to get everybody out there.
Athens scoring on 9 plays, 48 yards, and eating up the clock for 4 minutes and 27 seconds.
And they're, if they can keep doing that, it's not going to be a blowout score if they were to win, but the yardage probably will be dominant.
Stroyinski now has a pro formation, drops back and has a draw play. McDonald right up the middle, and he'll try to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you just want to get yourself to 2nd and 10. Now maybe you come back with a pass, see if something's open. That slant's been open. Maybe go with a quick hitter over the middle. But McDonald, you give him a shot on 1st and 15 when the defense may be thinking pass a little bit more.
McDonald coming into the game, one of the leading rushers in the county.
The leading rusher.
The leading rusher. And back to pass, Stroyinski, quick one. Again, the slant in, and it works for a first down. First down for the Redhawks. Let's take a look.
I'm guessing that they're going to run a hitch and go with that. Instead of having him run a slant, they're going to have him run out and fake it, and he's going to be wide open deep.
Right there was Ian Jones, number 27. He had seen that play previously and said, I'm not going to let you take off like you did last time. But he does pick up the first down on the reception. Last time he added another 20 yards after the catch. 1st and 10 now. Ball at about the 37-yard line. Stroyinski on the handoff to McDonald, trying to cut the corner and then trying to cut back, but was met hard there by Mascaro.
Yeah, Mascaro along with Corey Henry, really laid him out. Still gained about 4 yards though. You did Troy Kimball by yourself?
Yeah, tough game.
Wow. Yeah, here you see him just break it to the outside. Mascaro's going to hit him low in the front, and Henry's going to come from behind and finish him off right there.
A sandwich there by Mascaro and Henry, and it'll bring up 2nd and 6 now, 4 yards on the gain, and 2 receivers now up top for Stroyinski. He'll go to the air, and he looks again, the slanted pattern. He had 2 receivers out there. It went just out of the reach of Smith, and he could have had Whitehouse on the outside.
Yeah, I think there's a mix-up on that. Those guys are too close together. Somebody ran wrong right there. I'm not even sure which guy he was throwing to, because it was on perfect line for both of them.
Yeah, it stops the clock with 33 seconds here in the first quarter, and you can see the large homecoming crowd here at Troy Athens High School.
Yeah, that large homecoming crowd kind of made me a little late getting here, because they tied up all of John R. They had cops out there blocking the street off with cones and everything.
I thought you were going to pull a Scottie Pippen on me.
No. Oh, there's a fumble.
A fumble down on the field, and the Dondero Oaks come up with it.
Yeah, that was the first time we've seen Kohlenberg run the ball, and all of a sudden, the ball just fell out of his hands. Good hit right there.
Popped him right where the ball was, and the recovery taken by number 82, and that's Brad Richardson. Richardson recovers.
He's the guy who caused the fumble, too. And now the Oaks have some good field position where they can maybe try a few more risky plays.
Tillotson now back to pass, and they do. First down, they go to the air, and it's complete out there to number 80, Kevin Shaw.
Yeah, it's just common sense that, you try these type of things in the other guy's territory only because if you do turn it over, they're not going to score on the next play most likely, whereas if you do it in your own territory, you're in a lot of trouble. Run the same thing Athens is running. Quick slant, got him a first down.
On the tackle, number 83, Brad Baker. A good job by Tillotson as we end the first quarter of play here at Athens High School. 7-0, the Redhawks lead, but it was a good job by Tillotson on that last play to look the other way and have the defense concentrate on that side and then come back and throw to the other side.
Same thing we saw Stroyinski do down near the goal line. You look them off real quick, and it'll always open somebody up when you do that.
And don't forget to tune in right after tonight's game to the Roadshow video program. And that's on every Saturday, Monday at 9 p.m. right after the ball game. And Brad and Pat, or Bubba, and Pat take you to Almont, Michigan this month to check out that game of paintball. It is so much fun. And I know you haven't been out there yet, but I know you're trying to get some friends out there.
Yeah, I want to be out there. I mean, that's, the show. I mean, are they showing any White Zombie videos on that show yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But they did move your favorite show, Beavis and Butthead, to a later time.
I know. Well, they had to.
I think that is good. I think it's good. I'm glad they did that. Here are the Dondero Oaks inside the 30 at about the 25, and they're on the move. The screen to Mascaro, but a good thing he overthrew him because there's nothing but Red Hawks all around him. And he better have thrown it away because he was going to get sacked by either number 83 or 45, and that's Kohlenberg or Brad Baker.
Yeah, it's not easy for a quarterback, especially in high school, to sell a screen. And then when they're blitzing linebackers, it's almost impossible. The idea with the screen is that the linemen have got to let everybody in. And then you just sneak the back behind them. But if the linebackers are blitzing, the rest of the linemen aren't coming in anyway, and that just throws the whole play off.
2nd and 10 now. Just underway here in the second quarter. Tillotson has to scramble.
That was a design play.
And he was supposed to take two steps back as a drop back and then just take off, and then things started to break down right away.
Look, he looks to go up and there's nothing there, and he's got to improvise on the draw.
And he did a pretty good job of doing that. Picked up 5 yards. It's 3rd and 5 now.
Yeah, and unless you've got a great kicker, you're in 4-down territory.
11:25 rather, here in the second quarter. And the Oaks on the move. Tillotson will take off again. Saw a lot of room right up the middle. He pays the price, but it looks like...
Oh, he got it.
Yeah, he did pick up the first down by about a couple yards. So good, smart heads-up play by Tillotson, but he was hit pretty well in the head there. Let's take a look.
He's got his helmet off right now, and the official's calling the timeout.
Right there.
And I'll tell you, if the official is going to call that an injury timeout, he's got to come out. Apparently, he's calling that an equipment timeout so he can stay in the game.
Yeah, I think he was hit right where his chin strap and where the face mask are, and that kind of knocked things off for him. So Tillotson, he's still having a little trouble there, as you can see.
Yeah, his head's probably ringing.
1st and 10. Oaks on the move. Prove set, and Tillotson goes the handoff to Mascaro, and he goes down.
He might have got a yard or two. Basically, they've been running a couple of pass plays, and a couple of deception pass plays on quarterback draw and such. Figure keep the defense honest, come back with what you've been doing early in the game. You just might break it, or you end up losing a yard as they did that time.
Let's take a look now. The Oaks can smell that end zone. They want to tie it up here. 2 men in the backfield for the Oaks. Mascaro and number 28, Goldman. Mascaro cuts back. He's got some room and gets inside the 5-yard line.
Boy.
And a first down.
Great cut by Mascaro on that. That's about where we were standing when we were talking to Fred Fuhrer. People watching just don't know how hard that cut was.
You can see him. In fact, he's flapping his arm up in the air, kind of like the Three Stooges there, and trying to get some balance,
still
really.
Still thinking about that all-night curly thon that you're missing, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
I'm upset about that.
Kind of like me missing Beavis and Butthead, right?
Yeah.
Although I would never burn down a house.
Fred Fuhrer looks on as his Dondero team getting close. Very close. Mascaro hit immediately there by number 35, Matt Schiffer. Schiffer getting in there quickly.
I'm going to guess they're going to have to throw to get that ball in the end zone. Again, you get down to the goal line area. The defense changes. They're going to bring their linebackers up closer. Their D-backs are up closer. It's just harder to gain 2 and 3 yards on a run.
Here we see Johnny Walker looking on. 9:25 left in the second quarter, and the Dondero Oaks trying to capitalize on a turnover by the Red Hawks. 2nd and goal. The pitch to Mascaro, trying to break it outside and getting in there quickly. Number 44, and that is Mark Sturm.
Yeah, I mean, Athens knows what's coming. And again, you know, they don't even have to worry about anybody going deep or too much deception because you're down near the goal line. You've got to come up probably, especially here on 3rd down and goal at the 8. They're going to have to come up with a pass play there. They smelled that out from the start. And again, we see them trying to run that sweep right. Doesn't work. It didn't work in the first quarter either.
Big down here for the Oaks. They've got to get in the end zone or face a 4th down. 3rd and 7. Tillotson to throw. And it's incomplete. 84 was there. Steve Hoff. Now Hoff knocked the receiver down, but the pass looked like it was not a catchable ball.
But in high school, that doesn't matter. If he knocked him down, in high school, the ball does not have to be catchable. You hit a receiver, it's interference. And
no call was made.
Yeah, I think the only logic, or you know, not to question the ref, but if the quarterback is hit as he throws it, that affects the flight of the ball. And if anything like that, or a tip ball, anything like that happens, then all those things are done. You can't interfere with the guy. Everyone's going for it. And he did get hit as he threw it.
Okay. Clock, 8:35.
4th down.
4th down and a must down for the Oaks. Let's take a look on the far sideline.
Oh,
a flag. A flag down.
Now, if that's on Athens, they're going to have 1st and goal at about the 1.
The pass was complete to Mascaro. Let's see what the call is.
Now, down there, it's either a hold or a late hit or a face mask. It's only 3 things that it could be.
It's against Athens. The Red Hawks will have to defend the end zone one more time, looks like.
That's about as big a mistake as you can make.
Let's hear the call.
We got a ball foul. Right here, Steve. Yeah.
So it's a face mask.
Yeah, translated, that's face mask.
Okay. Let's take a look. Here's the pass. Mascaro open. Now he's got a blocker in front of him. This helps him. Or does it? No, the blocker didn't do him any good out there.
I'll tell you, the blocker, he was smart. If he had blocked, he'd have clipped.
Yeah.
He was behind him. And, you know, he was standing
I thought he was just on the inside of him, and that's where I thought he was out there for from this distance. It looked like he was set up to block.
Now here's where I thought a face mask was a personal foul that made it an automatic 1st down. Apparently not. That makes it a 4th down again. And I think they might want to double check the rules. You know, last week at a Seaholm Berkeley game on a 4th down, there was a face mask that did not give the team the 1st down, but the fact that it was a personal foul, the ref made it a 1st down. Maybe that ref was wrong. I don't know.
Well, the timeout call down on the field with a 4th down. And we'll see where they mark it. Right now it's standing at 4th and 4. And the referee's discussing everything down on the field.
And this one official is going to come over to their huddle, or to the coach, and tell him.
Yeah.
I don't know what the ruling is going to be, but they're going to explain everything to him right now.
Well, he's down on the sideline and talking to one of the other coaches, not to John Walker.
Now they're shaking hands.
Okay.
Maybe they're just making plans for after the game.
All right, so they're keeping it 4th down.
Wow. I always thought all personal fouls made it a automatic 1st down. Maybe that's not a personal foul if it's not flagrant or something, like the NFL. I don't know.
Well,
whatever. It's 4th down and goal.
They're going down over again. They're not marking it where he caught it or where he came down.
That's not right either.
Yeah.
You get the play plus the yardage.
That's another thing I thought. And I'm just wondering because Fred Fuhrer is not debating the call.
Yeah, I think
Tillotson to pass. He's getting pressured. He is under pressure. Unloads in the end zone. Touchdown, but a flag down also.
That should be roughing the passer, though, where they threw it. It's either roughing the passer or a clip on 72. But
Kevin Shaw in the end zone for the touchdown. The Oaks.
yeah, it's on Athens, and they're just going to decline the penalty.
Okay, Tillotson getting the...
Wow. Yeah, personal foul, roughing the passer.
It's declined. Touchdown. There's your call.
Well, here you see some play action. Everyone knows that it's going to be a pass. And that blitz from Athens has been getting in all day. And there, Tillotson's kind of trying to make things up as he goes. Throws the ball. Didn't look like it was really that late of a hit. It doesn't matter. He catches it for a touchdown. That was number 80, Shaw.
And the extra point now.
Yeah, if Tillotson makes this, it's a tie game.
It's up. It's high enough. And it is good. And we've got a tie game now with 8:22 left here in the second quarter. A big play down there, the penalty that allowed the Oaks to get another shot at getting it in the end zone.
And one thing we should say, you know, we mentioned earlier that Dondero's had trouble hanging on to the ball. We better give credit to these guys. They haven't had any trouble today.
No,
the
not at
passes that have been to the wide receivers have been caught.
So Fred Fear practicing on that, and it's worked for it. All tied up here in the second quarter. The mistake by Athens, the fumble, and the Dondero Oaks capitalize on that. Also, another key mistake on fourth down, a face mask mistake by the Red Hawks, and the Oaks capitalizing on that as well.
Yeah, we're still not sure if it was a rule interpretation mistake by the officials or not.
It
didn't matter.
It didn't matter because they got in the end zone anyway. So no argument there from anybody. It'll be number 82, Richardson, to kick off.
That's the guy that covered the fumble to set all that up.
And this is taken at about the 10-yard line by Jeff Smith. Smith down just over the 30-yard line, so good return there for Smith. And that's where the Red Hawks will start.
First time we've seen him return a kick. We've seen him do a good job on the few punts that he's returned.
That's right. The Dondero scoring drive, 11 plays for 38 yards. And about the same time as it took the Red Hawks to get down, 4:29.
Yeah, both teams with drives of, well, 9 and 11 plays respectively, and under 50 yards in doing so. So field position has obviously been key.
Very big. Now ball at about the 32-yard line. The handoff goes to McDonald. McDonald to break it outside. He's got the first down and more. Finally brought down at about the 47-yard line, close to the 50, maybe the 49.
That's a great run. You see how fast he's moving out on that stuff?
On that field, he really took off. The ball just shy of the 50 at the 49. Let's take a look, Joe.
Here's just a basic off-tackle run. Gets a good block right there, opens him up, and he takes it to the outside and gets out of bounds eventually. But he's moving pretty good for the conditions that are out there. Might not be quite as bad towards midfield, but still, that's a great run out there.
Yeah, ball just shy of midfield. That's where he went out of bounds. Stroyinski to throw. He's got a man on the far sideline, and again, just out of the reach of Smith.
That's twice he's had him. It's just inches away. That's just a matter of timing, and
It's a long throw too. He really got that one in the air.
Not to keep beating a dead horse, but that can be the field again, just causing the receiver to run slower. You work these timing things out in practice, and you know when to throw it and when to release it. And maybe normally he's there. I got to figure this field's slowing him up at least a half step, and that's all he missed it by.
Ball just shy of the 50. Second and 10.
I'm sure they're going to come back to that play though, because the receiver is beating the defender.
Yep. Twice now it's happened. Throw set for the Red Hawks. Stroyinski on a draw play to McDonald. McDonald, first down again, breaks it outside. He could go all the way. Let's see if someone can catch him. Touchdown, Athens.
Now he went right up the gut, took it. He obviously likes cutting left. That's what he's doing every time he gets the ball. It looked like number 12, Logan, was going to get him. He just turned on the afterburners. He was gone.
50 yards and a touchdown for McDonald. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he wasn't that fast, but look at cuts right through. Now he breaks it out. And you're going to see number 12 look like he's about to catch him. And all of a sudden he turns it on and he's gone. There, makes a nice cut. Just eludes a tackle there. And look, it looks like he's about to get caught right there.
And then he turned it on.
Yeah, all of a sudden he's gone.
He did. You could see that extra burst of energy there, and he just took off.
Yeah, and this guy came into the game with 933 yards. With that run, and with what he's done already, if he's not at 1,000 yet, he's 1 or 2 carries away.
The extra point is good, and it's 14-7. So the Red Hawks answer to the Dondero Oaks, and they come right back with a touchdown, a 50-yard run, and the second touchdown for McDonald.
Yeah, you want to know about, running for 1,000 yards. You always hear about that, in the NFL and college and everything. NFL guys get 16 games to do that. This guy's going to, whether he has or hasn't, he's obviously going to break 1,000 tonight. Doing that in 8 games, that's a little more impressive than, not to take anything away from NFL guys, but high school guys that get 1,000 yards, they don't have a lot of games to do that.
No. Not 16 games.
No.
There you see the view from down on the field as the parents get into the action, videotaping homecoming here. 3 plays for Athens as they go 67 yards and total time off the clock 1:30 on that drive. So the Athens Redhawks can score quickly.
I think they maybe got a wake-up call in that last Dondero scoring drive. Now it's up to Dondero to keep it going. Tillotson's had some great kick returns already. Let's see if he can get another one here.
7:10 left here in the second quarter. The kickoff from Schiller, taking it about the 12-yard line. And a nice return, although he's going across field. Now he cuts upfield and breaks it. Jason Caraway on the return, and boy, that return seemed to take forever.
It seemed to take forever. Yeah, I was going to say, just one guy away, I think, from scoring.
Let's take a look.
That's a great return.
Just shy of the 30-yard line is where he got.
Yeah, he tries to get it to the midfield where you can see everything, see how the blocking's going. Looks like he's got a hole there and bumps into his own guy right about here. That kind of ends that side of the field. He looks the other way. Suddenly there's nothing to the left. And these last couple of guys, I'm not sure who it is that grabs him right there. 84 for Athens. That's
Steve Hoff.
Might have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
1st and 10 for the Oaks. Tillotson to throw, drops back again, and he is dropped by number 35, Matt Schiffer.
That looked like another quarterback draw. Either that or they're just getting through so quick that he doesn't even have time to think about throwing.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, you see, he looks. Yeah, I can't tell whether he was really going to run a quarterback draw or if he just was trying to avoid an oncoming lineman.
Yeah, it looks similar to that one play where he did intentionally run.
They're throwing.
Somebody, hey, look at this. Is that pie?
I don't know.
Or shaving
At
cream?
Michigan games, they throw marshmallows.
He's too young to shave. Nice spin by Mascaro to get a good chunk of that yardage back.
Oh, yeah. They're going to have about 3rd and about 2.
It was 2nd and 15, and Mascaro took off, and a good spin to break off the tackle and gain about 10 yards after that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've never seen a pie thrown at a football game before. You know, if you go to a Brother Rice game, the opponents throw rice at every game. That's, real original. And, Michigan throws marshmallows, but a full pie, that's new. That's impressive.
It couldn't have been shaving cream. He was too young to shave.
That's creative, too.
3rd and 2. Very short 2. And a first down. Nobody really touching Mascaro on that one. He just dove forward, and some confusion on the line, the defensive line that time.
A lot of deception. What they did, they brought Sean Goldman in motion almost next to the tight end, and then they just run a quick dive and still run out the fake of a handoff going right. And they led the blocks out there, and you see all these guys leaning out towards that side of the line thinking that's where the ball is, and all they needed was 2 yards, and they got it.
So the Oaks on the move again now at about the 42-yard line. Tillotson to throw. Deep, he's got his man, but then there's coverage down there also, and almost intercepting it is number 12, Eric Lidke. Lidke down there.
He had Shaw down there, and he was covered well. That's just, pretty much a good play by Lidke, a good effort on Dondero's part.
Let's take a look.
It's not interference here. We mentioned about the ball not needing to be catchable. It's not interference here, though, because in the ref's judgment, both guys are just going for the ball, so you can't call interference in that situation, even though he did kind of bump into Lidke.
Now they confused our camera folks up there, too, so good deception there on that play.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Yeah, we usually get them for you, so tough play that time. And here's a tough play for the Oaks as they get stopped cold on this drive, or on that dive, I should say.
Yeah, Goldman never really had a chance on that. He got hit right when he got to the line of scrimmage. Did a good job to gain a yard.
On that previous play, Lidke is a sophomore, 5'7", 150 at defensive back, getting some action in here in the varsity game.
Yeah, he got called up to varsity some point in the middle of the season, started out on the JV level.
Tillotson looking at 3rd and 9. Getting pressured, unloads, and it goes out of bounds in the direction of Kevin Shaw, and also out there just a little further was Ryan Parsons, number 25.
Yeah, Shaw slipped a little bit. I don't know if maybe he was running a different route, or if, a lot of times you're kind of given the option on cutting the route off. Maybe what he read was to cut the route off. Tillotson was being rushed. He couldn't read anything. He just had to throw the ball out there. So that might have just been a little confusion there, where I think Shaw was the intended receiver and not number 25, Parsons.
And here we go. The Oaks to punt now on a 4th and 9. Back to receive is Smith, number 32. This will go short. Smith will take it, though. He'll let it go. It just didn't get to him. It just died at about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, he's one of the smarter guys I've seen in high school. For some reason in high school football, even though the guys on the receiving team know they don't have to touch a punt, they all stand around the ball. And, coaches tell you, get away. Get as far away as you can. I mean, I've even once or twice seen a guy actually pick it up in that situation, try to run, which is really bad. But he just...
Suicide.
Yeah, now, I mean, it's like I'm actually surprised to see somebody do it right. That's pretty good.
So compliment to Jeff Smith there.
Yeah, and his coaches.
Pro set for the Red Hawks. Storinsky to pass. Right down in the middle of the field, and it's in and out of the hands of Whitehouse. Brian Whitehouse, the intended receiver.
He had Smith out in the flat, although that's a much tougher pass to make, but there's a flag on the play as well.
Let's see the play here, and we'll try to get the call down on the field.
He's trying to read the defense there. He's got Smith wide open. Very few high school quarterbacks, though, can throw a deep out, which is, 15, 20 yards downfield. There, probably should have caught the ball, though.
Good defensive play by Ian Jones.
We got hold. Number. Red.
Almost gave the number.
Okay, almost gave the number, but that's okay.
That.
We know it's
on red.
On the offense. And that knocks him back 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 20. Fred Fuhr on the far sideline. His team down by 7. Good play defensively on that last one by Jones as he knocked the ball out of Whitehouse's hands. Back to pass and almost just a spectacular catch there by Smith as he slipped on the ground and tried to get back up to catch it, had it, and then fell again. Let's take a look.
Here's the field coming into play again. Right here, I mean, literally as he releases is when Smith falls down. Now you're going to see Smith. He had already back on the ground. He came back up to try to catch it. That's just one of those things where, fate's not with you. Storinsky holds on for a half-second longer. He sees that he's down, and then he'll throw out to McDonald in the flat. Instead, it's 2nd down and 20.
Yeah, we were talking about field conditions, and that's where it came in right there. It came into play. 2nd and 20. Storinsky on the draw. McDonald has a lot of room to run. Picks up the old first down, picks up a first down, and look out. Finally tripped up at about the 40-yard line of Dondero.
Wow. I think it was Jones who made the good tackle. He just made a great play on a pass play for Dondero. Now he makes a touchdown-saving tackle.
Well, here, McDonald gets back to the original line of scrimmage. I thought he'd get maybe close to that, but he picks up the whole bundle right here. That's where he took off.
And once again, we see he cuts up the middle, and every time we've seen him cut out to the left side, it's just probably in his instincts to do that, and it's working for him. And if he wasn't over 1,000 before, he's obviously over 1,000 now.
Ball just inside the 40 at the 39. Here's a complete pass to number 44, and that is Sturm, Mark Sturm, a defensive linebacker who's been doing so well at that position. This time, Joe.
Oh, that's just a quick hitter. You just scared him to death with the run. Keeping him honest. Now you come back with a quick hitter over the middle. You don't even have to throw it hard in that case because the defense isn't there. Let him get what he can.
Ball at about the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Red Hawks as they're on the move again. The big play is the big run by McDonald to get him out of that deep end of the field that they were in. McDonald, or correction, this is number 45 out there, and that is Kohlenberg. Kohlenberg trying to redeem himself after the fumble that he had last time. Let's take a look.
Yeah, you got to give McDonald a little more rest. The guy just ran 50 yards. I mean, you're letting Holenberg get out to the outside, and Dondero did a good job just stringing that play out all the way to the sideline. He never had a chance. One of the things that, with a running back like McDonald, whatever your strength is, when you have a star on your team, it makes it easier for the other end of the offense. In this case, it's easy for the passing. If they can convert it. Now, it's still up to the quarterback to convert it, and he's doing a good job of it.
McDonald follows his blocker. And he's close to another first down.
Yeah, but like the point I'm trying to make is where a defense is built around stopping McDonald so much that if Storinsky can just execute, it's there, and he's doing a great job of that. If you go, you watch like a Brother Rice team that's got a great running back in Marcus Harvey, they should be passing like crazy because defenses aren't respecting the pass. Or the other team in Birmingham that passes like crazy, it's easy to run.
3rd and 1, they pick up the first down and more. And it is easy to run. Take a look as McDonald continues to ramble.
Yeah, the other team in Birmingham used to pass a lot. They don't anymore. But here you have McDonald. Now you get it down near the goal line. You just go with what's gotten you there. But here, I wouldn't be surprised to see them bootleg and throw a pass.
Again, McDonald bounces outside, then cuts back in.
That's why I'm not a coach.
Is he in for a touchdown? Let's see. No, it'll bring up a 2nd down. McDonald gets down
look
to...
where that chain is.
Well, they're right on the nose of the goal line. Let's take a look and see where he fell. There's a timeout down on the field. Yeah, he fell right on the line of scrimmage. Didn't even break the plane.
If he's on it, though, it's a touchdown. If the ball touches the line, it's a touchdown.
Let's see. The marker down on the side is showing just short of it.
Yeah,
so
like it matters.
Maybe the nose is not touching it.
Yeah, it matters a whole lot. You got 3 plays to gain half inch. As Athens calls the timeout, did you know, seeing the preseason issue of the Oakland Press, high school football, the best-looking uniforms in Oakland County. You know who got that?
Right there.
Troy Athens Redhawks.
Patterned after the San Francisco 49ers.
That's right. Of course, now they did not get best helmets. Best helmets went to my alma mater, Pumpkinheads.
Aha, Brother Rice.
Yeah, the Pumpkins.
What was so fancy about their...
Just the traditional classic look.
Aha.
With the big mean-looking Indian on the side.
I see. Okay.
There's that 49er look.
You see the 49er type uniforms. And I've got to admit, when they first came out with these a couple of years ago, they were really classy, and they still are.
And obviously,
they had the
Wayne
bright
Wilson
yellow.
Obviously agrees with you.
Yeah, they had the bright yellow previous to this,
which didn't look as good.
Didn't look as good as this, as the gold. 2nd and goal from just a 1-inch point on the field, and all it is just a matter of Storinsky getting the snap and walking 1 step forward, and he's in.
Smartest play call in the world.
Touchdown for the Redhawks, and they're up 20-7 with an extra point coming up.
Yeah, you go with that sneak. You're that close, you only have to gain a little bit. If you can't get that, you don't deserve it. And the fewer times the ball changes hands, the less likely there is to be a fumble.
Now we'll look at the extra point attempt by Schiller. Schiller will kick. He gets a good, strong leg into this. Kicks him high, which makes it very difficult to block.
Kicks him high, long, far. I mean,
everything in between. This one may go into one of the convertibles that are parked in the end zone there for the homecoming floats.
That'd be kind of cool.
Homecoming night here at Troy Athens High School, which brings out everybody. Parents, the kids, and of course the football team.
Everybody but the other team.
Yeah, generally the other team doesn't.
Of course, when you only have 27 people,
fans.
there's not that many parents to come out either.
Yeah. Talking about the fans on the other side. You can see the stands just on the other side of Brian Schiller. Schiller to kick, and did he boom this one.
But he missed
it's no good.
Looked good, though. I mean, it was impressive.
He had a lot of leg into it, but just couldn't get it through the uprights.
That's one thing I'm looking forward to next week. Now, Troy's got a kicker that's kicked a few field goals over 40 yards and Beams. Oh, that's some nice kicking this week.
Let's take a look and see the form of Schiller here. And you can look at that thing take off. That's a rocket, but it just went to the right, as you can see there. But that thing took off so quick. You could see it on the on the replay. and he did not get an extra point out of it. So we stand at 20-7, scoring drive, taking 9 plays, 86 yards on that. And the big play, of course, was the McDonald draw, the run that he just took off, and nobody could believe it. And in fact, they almost, had him for a touchdown, really.
And clearly, like we said, if he wasn't already over the 1,000 mark for the year, he is now. And it's going to be pretty tough for anybody to beat him in the rushing race in Oakland County. I told you off the air, TCI, we have this season seen the top 3 statistical running backs in Oakland County. In Brent McDonald. Number 2 is Eric Bogner from Rochester, who we saw against the same Dondero Oaks.
That's right.
And a game I didn't do, but Jordan Herrick's number 3 from Birmingham Seaholm. There's a case, one of those guys who's got a quarterback throwing like crazy and makes it real easy to get about 8 yards a rush.
Yep.
And he's a pretty good running back, too.
Yeah, ball taken inside the 5. And a nice return again by Jason Caraway. Caraway has had 2 pretty good returns on the last 2 kickoffs.
I think we are the only cable system that's showing all 3 of the top running backs in Oakland County.
Well, that's something to boast about.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at the return here by Caraway.
And it's a guy who, Caraway, almost broke one the last time. We've seen great returns from both him and Tillotson. Of course, when, I guess, idealistically, you don't want to return kicks as a team. You don't want the other team kicking off too much. It just means that they're scoring a lot, but they're doing a good job.
Back to the action down on the field. It's Mascaro on a run. And Mascaro.
Could be the last play of the half.
Mascaro carries for about, 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4 coming up. Clock winding down, 10 seconds left here in the first half. Tillotson to throw. This could be the last play. And it stops the clock with 1 second left in the half.
Yeah, looking for Shaw there. He made a quick slant and tried to cut it out. Didn't quite get his footing there. And mentioned it, I don't know how many times, but it keeps becoming a factor, the conditions of this field. It's kind of a prayer of a pass too, but still he wasn't able to get to it, and he had to look up and find the ball in the air before he could even go to it.
So one last play here for the Oaks. Will they try to go for some yardage here, or will they just sit on it?
Yeah, you might as well go deep. What the heck?
Tillotson with the pro set. Looks one way, then comes back this way. Shaw has this one intercepted. Look out. Hitting the ground with Steve Hoff. He had some room to run, but lost his footing.
We're going to say there's about only one bad thing that could have happened, and it almost did.
And that is an interception and a touchdown.
Right. I mean, the interception itself is no big deal as long as it doesn't get run back all the way. But when the receiver slips, that leaves him wide open in the flats, and all the offense has to come over from the middle of the field where they had set up the play to make a tackle, but he slipped. Probably would have been tackled anyway, though.
And that's where that field comes into play right there, trying to make that cut and falling down. We see the 2 coaches heading off. Yeah, it's John Walker there. We saw Fred Fuhr. And it's a tighter game than we thought. The Red Hawks lead 20-7 over the Dondero Oaks. The Oaks still showing some promise, still in this game, very much in it.
Oh, absolutely. They've done probably better than most people expected them to. Just with what they've had to go through this season with the few people to start with and then the injuries and everything else. Doing a very good job.
So the score at halftime, the Athens Red Hawks 20, the Dondero Oaks 7. We'll be back with halftime stats for you right after these messages. Stay with us. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports. Halftime here at Athens High School, where the Red Hawks lead 20-7 over the Dondero Oaks. And homecoming night here at Athens High School. Let's take a look at the stats here of that first half. Time of domination. Both teams pretty much balanced here, except for total yards. As we look, Dondero 64 yards rushing, 20 passing, total of 84. And Athens, a total of 223 with 160 rushing, 63 passing. And first downs almost even, turnovers one apiece, and time of possession right there.
Yeah, time of possession only a couple of minutes difference, really, minute and a half. As we're going to very quickly take a look at the homecoming queen in her court here at Athens. This was a few moments ago.
Yes, I believe it's Sue Anderson, who is our homecoming queen. And the very pretty queen, and the homecoming king. Let's see if I can get that name. There she is. And there he is, Mark Sessi, number 43.
You see he's overcome with emotion, too.
And he is the homecoming king, and the guy's giving him a little rub in there. There he is, big smile for us, the homecoming king down there, and well-dressed.
Oh, absolutely. Well, hey, they are the best-looking uniforms in Oakland
That's
County.
Right.
You know,
that's why.
There you go.
Stroinski, the quarterback, number 15 for the Red Hawks, warming up down on the sideline. Homecoming night here at Athens High School.
Athens will get the ball to start the half, which, you know, you mount a drive here. You don't quite totally put it out of reach, but you make it real tough on the opponent.
And the Oaks, who put together one strong drive, although it was on a turnover, and they did pick it up in Athens territory, have yet to put a good, strong drive together in their own territory and get something going. And that's what they need. They need to stop the Red Hawks right now on this first possession. This is key. If the Red Hawks get on the board here, Joe, I think that might sort of diminish the hopes a little bit of the Oaks.
Of course, you know, Athens hasn't really sustained a long drive either. Their first drive was also under 50, and then it was big plays. You know, a 50-yard touchdown run, and then a 90-yard drive, but most of that came on one play also. So, you know, it's not like Athens has really just marched it up and down the field on them. They've made big plays.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's got to be not so much a consolation, but maybe give a little confidence to Dondero.
They would really like to key on some of the key big playmakers, and that is McDonald. Brent McDonald has put together some big plays for him, and that has helped quite a bit.
Yeah, we're waiting for the kicking tee, actually. I guess the Dondero guy is going to borrow a tee from Athens instead of using his own, and that's the cause of the delay here. Now he's got it, he's got the football, and I think we're going to finally get this thing started.
Okay, so it'll be Brad Richardson to kick off, and back deep for the Red Hawks is number 32, Jeff Smith. And we're ready to start the third quarter.
We've seen Smith make a few big plays tonight already as well.
Yeah, some good returns from him. And good receptions offensively. Here we go. And we are. I say we are underway here in the third quarter. Smith breaks a couple, and if he breaks this one, he's going to have a couple guys to beat, but tripping him up was number 82, Richardson, the kicker, and that finally got him down, but a great return for Smith.
Really, they got to be a little congestion at the end, which kept him from going all the way, but once again, we see him making a big play. And again, they're not going to have to sustain a very long drive, just a little over 50 yards now to get into the end zone.
He just blows right by number 25, Ryan Parsons, and now gets into heavy traffic. This is what slows him up, but then here the kicker, Richardson, says, I'm going to put an end to this.
Right, he forces him back closer to the middle. You know, now we've seen each team have a potential huge kickoff return stopped by the return man running into his own guy.
Look at this run by McDonald. Brent McDonald spinning and turning and running backwards even. Picks up the first down. He just went with the crowd. Watch this run.
Just, I mean, right off, almost off the guard there, and then he cuts it up.
And here he's running backwards for about 5 yards. Look at that.
We said earlier, never stops his legs.
First and 10. Now the ball into Oaks territory, about the 43-yard line. Stroinski back to pass. He's got a man open right down the middle, complete, and down to the 15-yard line. complete to number 44, Mark Sturm.
They sent 3 guys straight down the field on this play, and Sturm was just wide open. He beat the middle linebacker, and then he beat the safety deep. And I think he juggles the ball for a second here.
Yep.
See, and I think he might have scored if that hadn't happened, but another great play. That's the second time we've seen him make a big catch.
And brought down.
Yeah, I say they're already inside the 20.
Brought down by Caraway. Jason Caraway, ball at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Red Hawks. 2 receivers down to the left of the screen. Strzynski on the handoff. The straight dive by McDonald gets inside the 5. It's 1st and goal.
I'll say this line is opening up those holes for him. He's doing a great job running. We've been pushing that all night, but take a look at these blocks he's getting here. You know, look at 72, Brian Hughes leading the way for him, and 74, Wickstamp. He's opening up holes for him. He's getting real quick into the hole.
Caraway rode his back and finally got him down inside the 4. 1st and goal for the Red Hawks. It'll be McDonald again. McDonald off tackle, and he bounces and hit for a loss. Hitting him hard down there. It looked like Tillotson, and it was.
Well, you know, the minute you start crediting guys that are blocking, the guy loses yardage. It's one of those things. But here, really, they blitzed some of their, I think, the cornerbacks. Got him in there. You know, once again, like we've mentioned all night, the closer you get to the goal line, the tighter that defense can pack things in, and you just have more guys coming up to the line of scrimmage. You know,
Loss on the play, Joe. It'll bring a 2nd and 5 now.
I should say the deepest guy in that defense is 4 yards away.
Flags right away.
Athens left side of the line.
And an eager Red Hawks offensive line jumps off sides, and that'll...
We got procedure.
Illegal procedure, the call.
Procedure on red.
I like this ref.
You got it.
You know, we got procedure.
That's what it is.
I don't know.
You gotta like it. Fred Fuhrer doesn't. He doesn't like what he's seen so far, but he does like the penalty going against the Red Hawks right now. That'll knock him back to about the 10-yard line. 5-yard penalty. John Walker on his side has to come up with a big play here. 2nd and 10 now. They had the ball inside the 5.
You're off. Good. You're good.
Strzynski, the quarterback. Pro set with the receivers, and he looks into the end zone, and he's got his man at about the 5, and they'll go down there. Complete to number 20, Brian Whitehouse.
Yeah, he caught it. You know, this is the second time that we've seen 2 Athens receivers real close to each other. And you know, it didn't quite, you know, cause the confusion that it did the other time we saw it, but you have 2 guys there, you bring more defenders, and you can see the minute he caught it, there was 2 corners right there to tackle.
Back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 4 rather, from the 4-yard line. They need to get into the end zone. McDonald stacked up.
Yeah, but he got down to about the 1.
And let's see where he did get. Yep. Close to the 1. And it'll be 4th and about a yard coming up now.
Now, do you try the field goal or do you go ahead and get the touchdown? I say you go for the touchdown, mainly because if you don't get it, you've got them pinned on the goal line, whereas if you go for a field goal and miss it, it becomes a touchback and they get it at the 20.
Here we go. That same formation, strong to the left side. They've got a running back up right in between the tackle and the guard.
Everyone knows where it's going.
They go the other way, and they get in.
You know, Walker told us before the game, well, we just let him know where we're going and let him try and stop us. So what does he do? He deceives everybody, including us, and gets a touchdown with it.
It goes the other way. Kohlenberg on the touchdown.
We mentioned earlier he was going to atone for that fumble that he made earlier. Here he does.
Let's take a look. They're strong to the left side, but they go to the right with McDonald leading the way.
Not bad. This guy's been blocking for you all night. Now you get him a touchdown.
That's right. James Kohlenberg on the touchdown. And it's 26-7, the extra point attempt by Schiller.
All right, where do you think this ball is going to land?
I think this just shy of, well, maybe on the track, I should say.
Okay.
He wants to keep it in the ballpark. Oh, this is blocked. Schiller has been kicking them high and hard, and now this low It seemed like a lower kick,
Yeah,
but the penetration really got in there.
They got through so quick that he'd have had to almost kick it straight
take a
up
look.
to do it. This wasn't a bad kick, I don't think.
Snap is high.
Yeah, but the hold's there.
The hold is there. Good kick.
No, they were just
But good penetration as well.
Yeah, they were just there. I mean, you can tell how hard he kicked it just by see where everything bounced after it hit the guy's hand.
Yeah. He drilled the last one. Too bad it was just over to the right, and this one is no good either. So the big touchdown by Kohlenberg, and it is 26-7 here in the third quarter with 7:47 left.
Now Dondero is in a must-score situation on this possession.
And this is what the Oaks didn't want to happen. They didn't want Athens coming out. Athens will be on next week as well as they take on their arch rival, the Troy Colts, in the battle for Troy as we have our season finale here for the game of the week of our regular season. Saturday and Monday at 7 p.m. right here on TCI 63. And the kickoff by Schiller. Low line drive. Taking it, no, at about the 10. Slipping but not going down. And bringing it out to the 20. Good recovery there.
And I'm sure that Fred Fuhr is going to tell him about the mistake he just made. As in high school, I'm not sure when this rule came into effect in high school, but it's been in college and pros for quite a while. Kickoff goes out of bounds. You can make them re-kick it, or you can take it at the 35. And obviously that's a 15-yard difference from where the return ended up going.
The drive, 8 plays, 53 yards, and 4:13 off the clock for Athens. The Oaks have to come up with their own drive now, deep in their own territory. Not much there. And it looked like Mascaro, the ball carrier that time, as we see head coach looking on, John Walker, excuse me, looking on.
Yeah, they're going to have to throw the ball. You know, they've had a couple of chances where, you know, guys were maybe a step or two away, but the Athens blitz was there all night, and it's going to be there all night because it's been working. But they're going to have to take some gambles. Here they're going to split their tight end out.
Richardson goes out to the right side. They throw left. And
good call.
A penalty flag down as they throw to the intended receiver, Shaw, number 80.
Got there before the ball did. Now just, you tried to time it right. Can't really fault anybody on that. It's a pure timing play on behalf of the defensive back, and he just didn't time it right.
Okay,
let's be interference.
Let's hear the call down there. As
Got defensive pass interference on red.
so the pass interference call on the Red Hawks.
And here you see Tillotson drop back. Looks real quick to the right, nothing there. Now he goes to the quick hitter, and just see the timing, and you know, you just...
Yeah, it's not on number 44. It's not on Sturm. It's on the defender behind the receiver. Tillotson getting pressured, and he's buried. At about the 25-yard line,
There's
and
another
flags
flag.
are down again. Flags down again, and this might be a little piling on, Joe. I don't know what.
It could be that or holding, but he's talking to Dondero, so it probably is, you know, an unnecessary roughness sort of penalty.
We saw one player really have a beat on the quarterback, and that was all they needed, and then everybody else started joining in. Oh, it looks like a face mask. Let's take a look.
Well, you know, if it happened, we've seen that play called a few times tonight. That is one penalty. Every time it happens, you know, I'm glad to see it called, only because it's usually not intentional. But if you start letting guys get away with it, then it can get intentional.
Yeah,
so, you know, if it's an incidental thing, you still have to call it. And, you know, guys got to live with it.
Yeah, it was on the far side of the field, so we could not see that. But the refs did. First down and 3 to go. So a big break for the Oaks. Tillotson to throw, has his man, and he should have the first down.
Yeah, it's all a matter of whether he spots with his right or left foot.
Complete there to Richardson.
Tillotson does a good job of staying in the pocket. He picks up a nice block. You're going to see right here, 83 gets blocked out of the way. That's number 70, Van Goden. And he was able to get the ball off, and Richardson does get the first down. Like I said, it was a right foot spot. If it had been a left foot spot, he wouldn't have had it. Those are the kind of plays they're going to have to run, though.
They pick up the first down. Ball just over the 45-yard line at the 46. And clock winding down, 5:40 left here in the third quarter. Pressure as Tillotson is hit immediately just as he's trying to let go of his pass downfield, and he is hit there by Kohlenberg.
Yeah, they know that they're going to pass on almost every down. The blitz has been working all night, so they're going to keep going with it. And here he doesn't even have a chance to look. Does a great job of getting the ball away.
Kohlenberg from the backside gets in there, knocks him back. Second down and 10.
Yeah, he's got a...
Tillotson has
got
a
a
card with, yeah.
I saw him doing that before in the warm-ups, pregame warm-ups. He's got a little list, not the wristband thing that you see a lot of guys have. He's actually got a script that he's reading.
Second and 10 now. Tillotson back to pass. Everybody's coming in because it's a screen, and they pick up the first down and more. Let's take a look. Ian Jones, does he get in?
Yes, he does.
He breaks the plane for the touchdown. A good effort by Ian Jones to dive in as he was tripped at the last second, and he gets in for the touchdown, and the Oaks really needed that one.
What do you do when a team starts blitzing nonstop on you? How do you stop it? You go ahead with the screen pass. You sit back. Here he does. We've seen him try it before where he didn't do as good a job of selling it. This time he sells the regular play. Sells them on the screen, gets the ball to him, and now the linemen are already downfield. As long as the pass goes behind the line of scrimmage, which that did, the linemen can be downfield as far as they want. He's got the blockers down there setting things up for him. Then it's up to Jones just to turn the speed on and get there. Just barely outruns Brian Hardaway at the very end, but gets into the end zone. A big play for Dondero.
54 yards on the run by Jones. And the Oaks have a chance to make it 26-14. Let's see if they do. The extra point attempt is up. And it is good. And 26-14, and a big extra point that was, too, for the Oaks.
Yeah, big extra point, because if they score 2 more touchdowns, if they don't make either extra point, it'll be a tie game. And Tillotson, that one wasn't as high a kick as his first extra point, but he's been pretty good as well.
So Dondero comes back after scoring the first 7 points of the second quarter. They come back here in the third quarter and answer the touchdown by the Redhawks. Don't forget to tune into Transition. Transition is a program designed to give perspective pertaining to African-American issues. Host Jeffrey Miller has conducted interviews with Louis Farrakhan, John Conyers, and the outgoing Coleman Young. And he is very outgoing.
I've always thought so.
Watch Transition Saturday night at 10 on TCI 63. Back to receive, you see Smith jumping up and down. He's the one who wants the ball, and Richardson to do the kicking.
They always have somebody on the edit button when Coleman Young is on the show. Just at all times.
Yeah, that's where you hear the beeps.
Yeah, people complain about Beavis and Butthead.
Smith takes it as he comes running full speed, twisting and turning and trying to get to the 40-yard line, but he won't make it there. Gets over the 35, though, to about the 38-yard line.
Both teams tonight have done a great job of returning kickoffs, giving themselves good field position. You haven't seen anybody pin back too deep.
Take a look at Smith getting some good running start there, and tells his up back, which was Kohlenberg, to get out of the way.
Yeah. And again, just a smart return. We've seen it all night both ways. Not doing too much fancy stuff, just getting as much yardage as they can, getting the ball where the offense has a lot of room to work.
And he does have a lot of room. Ball at the 38-yard line. First and 10 there for the Redhawks. 2 receivers to the bottom of the screen.
Boy, these defensive backs are playing way off. You throw a quick hitter over here to the left, you're going to get a lot of yardage.
McDonald eludes one, but can't get away from the rest of the line of scrimmage there.
It took too long in developing that play.
On the tackle, number 56, Corey Henry for Dondero.
Of course, what happens, obviously, going in, you see a little problem with the handoff there. Going in about it, McDonald. But when you see him actually start to get this great game that he's having on you, you have 1 or 2 of your linebackers just spy on him. Say, I don't care if somebody else takes your area and goes for 50. You don't let him go by.
quick drive here for the Oaks. 6 plays, 59 yards, 2:57 off the clock.
But, basically what you're saying is it's almost like basketball. They're in a man-to-man defense. These guys, they have one responsibility, and that's Brent McDonald. And
delay of game again on the Red Hawks. That's the second time that's happened. Taking too much time in that huddle, or just getting set up out there.
And sometimes, sometimes coach just takes too much time getting the play in, too. A lot of times, don't want to say this time it's a coaching thing, but a lot of times you just don't get the play in.
And you can't blame it on the crowd noise because the crowd is on your side.
But they are loud.
They are loud, yes. You can hear them down there. Loss, 5 yards, 2nd and 15. And again, they don't go the quick opener, but flags fly.
There was a hitch in that snap, and that's probably what the penalty's going to be.
Seemed like everybody took off. Let's see what happens. It'll knock them back again. There it is, illegal procedure on the Red Hawks, and the offense falling apart here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to see that again, but a lot of times what looks like illegal procedure when the quarterback struggles, I guess we're not going to see it, but when the quarterback struggles with getting the snap, as long as the center has hiked the ball, even if the quarterback's trying to get it out of his hands, there's nothing wrong with everyone else moving. But a lot of times it looks so awkward that the referees call the penalty anyway.
Here we go, 2nd and 20. They got out of this last time on a draw-off to McDonald. Let's see if they try something like that again. They do it again. But this time, the Oaks were waiting for it.
Everybody remembered it.
Everybody remembered that play. That's the one they got out of deep in their own end of the field. Let's see. They tried again.
And again, I think Dondero might just be saying, if you're going to score any more on us, somebody else is going to get the yardage. I'm tired of seeing this guy run all the time.
You mentioned they're going to start keying on McDonald, and that's what they're doing. And they lose a yard on it. It'll be 3rd and 21. Think they'll go to the air now?
I think you're going to go with a screen pass.
Let's see what they do. We got Smith down to the right of the screen, but they're looking up top. Whitehouse off his fingertips, and had not Calcagno fell down there, number 23. Had he not fallen down, he may have had an interception there.
Yeah, one of the reasons I thought they might go to a screen is you've got 21 yards to go. Even if he catches that, look, he's got 10 more yards to go before he gets the first down. You've got to have a lot of time to let that receiver get those 20 yards before you throw the ball, and he didn't have the time. And we got a little rumble in the stands here.
Nah, it looks like a friendly.
Or is it just fun stuff?
Fun stuff going on. Everybody's smiling. And they're looking for something now.
Oh, it's like Michigan State fans throwing each other over each other's heads. Oh, okay.
End over end punt. Fielded down there by Caraway. Jason Caraway brought down at about the 41, 42-yard line.
By a bunch of people.
And that's pretty good field position, though, for the Oaks.
Yeah, Larry Way led the way on that. And Ed Masters also got in on that tackle. But they covered this punt real well.
Let's take a look.
See right there.
Whoops.
Can't get his footing, as pretty much everybody's had that problem tonight. And now, actually, number 35, Schiffer leads the way, and everybody else joins in with him.
Even one of his own teammates. Ian Jones, who scored the touchdown, tried to get on top there.
Oh, he's everywhere.
Here we go. The Oaks scored on their last possession. Can they do it again? Tillotson looks things over, hands off to Jones again. Jones off tackle, and a good gain, maybe about 9 yards. Let's take a look at where they mark it.
Right, you force Athens to play a more honest defense after you've just passed the ball up and down the field on them in that last drive, and it opens up the running plays for you. Here you see no blitzing linebackers coming in, nobody blitzing from any position actually, and it gave them a lot of room.
2nd down and 1. 9 yards on the carry.
Second and 1's a great time to throw deep.
Tillotson sends it in. And with somebody jumping off sides, and the flags go flying.
Oh.
And he was drawn offsides. Let's see. Somebody else moved on the offense.
Well, I saw the Athens guy move. I didn't see the Dondero guy, but obviously the officials did. And now 2nd and 6 is not a good time to throw deep.
So 2nd and 6 now. Clock still rolling with 1:50 left here in the third quarter. Fred Fuhrer on the sidelines wants to get in the end zone here. This is a big series right here for the Oaks.
Oh, he moved again.
Parsons in motion, and the flags all over the field. And this is just killing the drive here for the Oaks.
And left tackle just picked his head up, picked his hand up also. You can move your head, but he stood up, and from 2nd and 1 to 2nd and 11, now they're in a lot of trouble.
Jones on the first down carry had a 9-yard gain. It was 2nd and 1. Now 2nd and about 12. There's Parsons. Parsons, had he just gotten away from that, would have picked up the first down and maybe even gone all the way.
Brian Hardaway with the big tackle there for the Red Hawks.
Let's take a look. Ryan Parsons has one guy to beat around the outside.
So he fakes 2 dives into the line. Then he has to cut up the middle right away. Wasn't able to take it around as quickly as he wanted to, and there you see Hardaway comes up with the big tackle.
So it's 3rd and about 7 now. And there's our #1 fan for the Athens Red Hawks. He wears his #1 fan hat, and he's getting everybody going. You can hear him. Oh, that helped because Tillotson is buried, and the Oaks have to punt it away after getting good field position and picking up 9 yards on the first down carry. They get knocked back, and it's 4th and about 14, 13 yards. Let's take a look.
That guy's better than the Philly Fanatic. Now they do bring the blitz in because they know that on 3rd down and 6 it's a passing play. And 83, as Brad Baker gets in real quick. And Tillotson again, as it's happened a lot tonight, never had a chance.
The snap over the head of Richardson, and the Red Hawks are smelling another touchdown here. Ball gets kicked around. They may even get one right now, and they do.
Oh, I think the ref's going to call it at the 1. Or
it was kicked.
Oh, yeah, they're going to call that kick, which
they're not going to give it. It looked like
ref obviously thought it was.
Kohlenberg had it in the end zone, but they're going to bring it back.
Yeah, the ref obviously thought it was an intentional kick. If it's incidental, I think that play goes. But still, Athens has the ball at about the 8-yard line.
It's hard to tell. Let's take a look. I think just somebody was running down there. It's hard to tell.
If I'm an official, I'd make the same call they did.
It wasn't Kohlenberg. It was number 35 falling on it, Matt Schiffer.
Yeah.
Schiffer was the one who had it. He's the one who kicked it.
Yeah, I'd have made the same call.
Yeah, good call. Tough to tell there.
But, I'll tell you, that's one of those where, the punter's in a no-win situation, but the only thing you can try to do is, dive on the ball. But, you want to dive on the ball when there's 5 guys from the other team coming to pounce on you?
Well, that'll end the 3rd quarter here at Athens High School, and it turns out to be a good 3rd quarter right now for the Red Hawks because they pick up the ball deep in Oak territory. They scored on a Kohlenberg 1-yard run. The Oaks came back with a 54-yard run by Jones. So balanced scoring there for both teams. The extra point was good for the Oaks. No good extra point for Athens. So they did pick up a point on them, and it stays 26-14 in favor of the Red Hawks.
Played by Jones, wasn't that a 54-yard screen pass? Actually. I thought he caught a screen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of another play. But
you may be right. I may be crazy.
I may be wrong.
And we are about to get the 4th quarter underway here at Athens High School. The Red Hawks having the ball inside, just inside the 10-yard line. So it's 1st and goal from there. Ball at about the 9-yard line. 1st and goal from the 9.
You probably go to Brent McDonald here, let him go around left end, and do it pretty quickly.
Stroinski, the quarterback. They go to McDonald. McDonald off tackle, spinning inside the 5-yard line. Let's see where he falls.
About the 3 or 2-yard line.
Kohlenberg getting taped up and back in now.
Okay, they're calling it the 4-yard line officially.
Yep. Inside the 5 to the 4. 2nd and goal from the 4. strong formation in the backfield. They go the opposite way. And not in for the touchdown. It'll be third and about a yard. Less than a yard, really.
Still gaining yards every time, though. Doing a great job. That's Schiffer that time.
Let's take a look.
Just keep pulling guys with you and get as much as you can. They're almost in quarterback sneak territory again.
Kohlenberg, 45 in there with McDonald. And Sturm, the up back. And they go right behind Sturm, and McDonald in for his third touchdown. And the Red Hawks fans love it. And what a way to start the fourth quarter for the Red Hawks. 10:45 left, and right behind number 44, Sturm. Let's see where they go. Yeah, Sturm, big block.
That's what we had heard about earlier. We're going to show you what we're going to do and really do it. And this time, they did show going left, and they went left. And I guess they're going to kick the extra point. A 2-point conversion would give them a 20-point lead. I guess they're going to feel confident about a 19-point lead. And I think I would too in the fourth quarter.
The extra point attempt. Schiller up, and this one's no good again. It goes off to the right side once again.
But he had good distance
again. He's got a lot of leg.
Work on the accuracy a little.
Got to get that accuracy down. Had a lot of room to kick it there.
Well, if you're a coach, I think you'd rather have a guy who's got a real strong leg and not too accurate, because I think you could probably teach that a lot better than you can teach distance. You can have a guy who might be accurate but can't kick over 20 yards. That's not going to help you much.
And nonetheless, the Red Hawks with a big lead, 32-14 right now. Well, looked like a pretty good position for the Oaks last drive. They had a carry of about 9 yards on that first down, which had them at 2nd and 1, and the penalties just killed him.
Oh, yeah,
Took them right out of the game now.
Well, and then the bad snap on the punt. And we'd seen a couple times when they were punting that the snaps were high, and that time it got them. There you see, 3 plays, 10 yards. Took over a minute though.
Took some time off the clock and got him into the fourth quarter. Schiller to boot this one. Good kick, end over end, taken at about the 10. And it's Caraway again. Caraway trying to make a cut, stumbles, and will not reach the 30. Down at about the 28. 1st and 10 from the 28 now for the Dondero Oaks, as they will start there.
They've got to go back to that all-out passing attack that they had to use early in the third quarter to get themselves back in the game. Here you see Caraway once again just getting as much yardage as he can. Can't really make any cuts on that field, but get some decent field position. Up close to the 30-yard line. Now it's up to Tillotson to, hit the open receivers, and the line's got to give him more time than he's been getting.
1st and 10, the carry by Mascaro. Mascaro trying to make a cut back, and everybody else catches up to him. Yeah, it's over the 30-yard line to about the 31.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to get a lot of yardage cutting, only because by the time you've made that cut, as you can see, you can't cut sharp. By the time you've changed your direction, the defenders have reacted to it. And there, guys that were out of the play have a chance to come back in and make the play, and they did that time. Something you don't like seeing is your quarterback with a uniform that dirty.
Yeah, you want to keep his clean.
The back of his jersey, you can just tell this guy's been hit a lot today.
Well, you don't want the Athens players getting a hold of that card.
Yeah, really.
Grabbing that card and seeing the plays. Here's Jones, who's hit at the line of scrimmage and squirms for a couple more yards. But the Oaks offense is not really moving that well, and it'll bring up 3rd and long now.
Led by number 35, Matt Schiffer.
You see the rowdies in the stands having a lot of fun tonight again. The festive homecoming crowd at Athens High.
Yeah, that's what it is. I couldn't have described it any better. Looking at the uniforms here, the Oaks kind of remind you of the New York Giants.
With that helmet.
With the helmet, so it's really like the 49ers against the Giants here.
Well, I guess.
And hit from behind is Tillotson.
Pass.
And they're counting it as a pass.
Yeah, he had his arm cocked.
He had his arm ready to throw, and that's why that ball came squirting out like that.
Oh, his arm going forward. You can have your arm ready to throw if you fumble. That's a fumble, but he had it going forward.
Forward motion. Let's take a look.
According to the official, we couldn't see.
He brings it back. No? Where?
Well,
there it is, right there. You can tell he's taking the step to throw, and boom, he gets it right there.
You know, if they called it a fumble, that's one of those.
You can tell just by the motion he was ready to throw.
Oh yeah, but like I say, unless the arm actually moves forward, it's not a pass. If it's going backwards, it's still not a pass.
Well, we did not see it.
Oh.
Smith is hit immediately by Tillotson.
And did a good job of holding on to the football. And
sure did, and it looks like he might be hurt. Could be his leg.
He slid a little as he caught that. He had to reach for it. And
he's had a good night receiving and returning. Let's take a look.
Here you see the punch short, and he comes up and tries to make the play on it. And as he's trying to get a hold of it, I think he probably just jammed something.
Yeah, he's grabbing his leg right away.
Wow.
And he's on the sideline now, being tended to. Stroinski, the quarterback. 8:25 left here in the fourth quarter. Redhawks at about the 35-yard line. Straight dive this time, and they get maybe a couple of yards out of it. It'll be second and about 8 or 9 coming up. Kohlenberg on the carry.
Now, one of the things you look for here is Athens to try to move the ball down the field, take as much time off the clock. If they happen to score, that's fine. But this, you know, aside from being homecoming and everything else, it's also for the seniors, their last game ever on this field. He's probably going to try and get every single senior into this game.
Fred Fuhrer on the far sideline would like to come up with a turnover himself here. Heading off is Sturm, number 44. A little muddy down there. Second down and about 9 yards here. Straight dive again. This is Kohlenberg again. And he gets a pretty good carry out of it.
See Brent McDonald's on the sidelines. He might be done for the day unless they really need him. McDonald, one of those seniors.
Let's take a look at the dive by Kohlenberg. And just rumbling in there.
Yeah, just taking it straight up. Out, basically, Athens just outpowering Dondero right now. And with more players on the roster, they're just going to be in better condition and have more endurance for the fourth quarter.
Third and about 3, and they better get the snap off soon. They do. Stumbling around the outside is number 27, Brian Kuhl. And Kuhl does not pick up the first down. It'll be 4th and short yardage coming up.
Yeah, first time we've seen Kuhl carry the ball. He's a junior. Got about a yard. That's going to make it 4th and 2. And I don't know if they're going to bother punting or not. You might want to. If I was Athens, I'd go for it. I mean, if you make the first down here, you're going to be able to take another 2 minutes at least off of the clock.
And that's what they're going to do. Stroinski goes back into the quarterback position, and we've got Whitehouse down to the bottom of the screen, and up top is number 25, Schiller. 2 men in the backfield, Kohlenberg and Kuhl. And the handoff goes to Kuhl. He'll get the first down.
Yeah, the officials say just always got to make sure how they spot it. If you watch high school officials, a lot of officials, you watch him just kind of lunge here for the first down. A lot of high school officials, for some unknown reason, when it's close, will look at the chains first and then make the spot, which I've never understood. You know, just put the ball where you think it is and let's see what happens. But,
and then look up.
Yeah, but these guys didn't do that. They spotted it, and play was a first down, and that's fine. And Stroinski just came out, senior, so that's probably his last play on this field. Comes out a winner as a senior, and they've got number 20 now.
Brian Whitehouse. Whitehouse goes to quarterback, handing off to Kohlenberg, and Kohlenberg picks up a good chunk of yardage.
I'm pretty sure it's got to be the same family. He's got a brother, I think, named Scott, who was a all-area quarterback 2 years ago here at Athens.
And there's the dive on the far side. 27's been fooling our camera folks up there pretty good, so got to give him some credit too.
Yeah, really.
They're tough to fool.
I know.
Second down, about 4 coming up. 6 yards on the carry by Kohlenberg.
Yeah, if there was an all TCI cable team, I guess he'd be on it.
Second down, they kind of a counter in the backfield, and it doesn't fool anybody on Dondero's side. And on the carry was number 34. That is Eberhard, Gary Eberhard in there now.
And now you're going to get a lot of different guys carrying the ball, I think. And 3rd and 4, you still got, again, 2 plays. And they've taken a lot of time off the clock. We're inside of 5 minutes now. doing everything they want to do. I don't even think scoring touchdowns that big a deal right now. It's just moving the
Well,
clock.
it is for some of these guys on
For them,
the field.
yeah, I'm saying for the coaches.
Whitehouse to throw. He's got a man and overthrows him. He was intending that one to Brian Beauchamp outside on the flat there.
Yeah, he had a man open down the middle too, 84 Hoff. If they were to go back to that play, they could probably get him open and get a touchdown real quick if they want to.
So now it's a 4th and about a long 3 here. And the Athens fan getting everybody going here. They got to pick up that first down. He's right in front of us down here in the stands, and you can't help but notice the guy. Getting everybody fired up. 4th and a long 3 here. Whitehouse and the handoff, cutting outside and picking up the first down is number 23, Steve Eberhard. Eberhard picked up some blocking out there, and there you see the first down call by the number 1 fan. And you know what, Joe? He is in our open. He impressed us so much last year that we put him in our TCI Game of the Week open.
We're not even in that. I mean,
We're not even in that.
Yeah, gee.
But yeah, you see someone out here coming out to the games and inspiring the youth
They should get that
today.
guy a costume, or like the Philly Fanatic.
1st and 10 as the Redhawks continue to roll and take the time off the clock. On the carry, Gary Eberhard. We've seen Steve Eberhard pick up the first down, and Gary Eberhard coming back the other way.
And we really are seeing everybody come in. Just, it's hard to even keep up with all the numbers coming in and out of these plays.
2nd down and 5 now. And the Redhawks on the move. 4 minutes and about 5 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. The Redhawks continue to roll. Everybody's coming in from the Oaks, and they finally get some pressure defensively as they were expecting that one and sack them for a loss. On the carry was 23, and that was Steve Eberhard.
Now we'll have to see, as they lost a little bit of yardage, 3rd and about 7, if they're going to go back to a pass play. Like I mentioned before, they had Hoff open across the middle. If they go back to that, you have to see if Dondero's made any adjustments to that play as well.
And back to pass was Whitehouse, and he goes down on a sack and another loss. So the Dondero Oaks defense finally getting
sacked by
fired up.
59 Ted Vestran.
Here we see the sack. And our number 1 fan, we get word, that's Tony Haddad, his son. Lathy played 3 years ago. And there you see the real number 1 fan. That's the coach on the sideline. That's John
I
Walker.
think he's Oxford's number 1 fan.
Is he? That's right. His
He
son's
must be.
playing
He's
there.
changing all the games.
Flags fly everywhere in a 4th and 12. And now let's see what's going on down on the field. Clock stop now with 2:52 left in the game. And it's an illegal procedure on the Redhawks. So that'll knock them back even more and bring them up a 4th and about 16, 17 yards.
4th and a real long way.
Yeah. So we get a shot of our number 1 fan. We got a name now to go with him. That's Tony. Let's see if they can get this first down. 4th and 16. Let's see if they go to the air.
They'll probably just run a draw.
Yeah, they just run a straight dive off to the right side here. Off tackle, rather.
Yeah, that's just trying to get the clock going. By the time they get the punt off here, I guess did they call a timeout?
No, that was 4th down.
Yeah, but I mean, the clock is stopped. No, that was all right.
Change
That's what you're saying. Yeah, I'm thinking if they want to.
Change of possession. Timeout on the refs. Let's see the refs
start.
call timeout.
Yeah, the clock's going to start in a second, though,
Yeah.
and they're going to. By the time they get a play started, there'll be just barely 2 minutes left in the game.
And the clock will start now. Not much time on the Oaks side right now. Tillotson to throw. Off the fingertips of his intended receiver is Shaw. Kevin Shaw just couldn't hang on to that one, and if he did, he would have been wrapped up right away.
That'd been a tough
and he
catch.
was.
That was coming in hot and high, and where the receiver exposes the ribs a little bit, but.
Clock is stopped now with 2:16 left here in the 4th quarter. Redhawks have pretty much dominated here. They did have a tie ball game. Going into the second quarter, the Oaks scored quickly and made it 7-7. Tillotson to throw deep. Intended again for Shaw, and that is out of his reach.
Yeah, they suddenly got third down, you know, and we are seeing a lot of new Red Hawk players in there.
Everybody
Maybe aren't used to playing a lot, but they're also fresh and not tired.
There he is, number 1 fan Tony Haddad. And his son played here 3 years ago for Athens. And there he is in our open. Look at that. How about that, Tony? We got you in there.
He's big time.
That's right. The officials have called a timeout down on the field. And they're looking at the scoreboard, looks like.
Oh, don't change the time, please.
And they might want to get some more time on the clock. Let's see what happens. And the folks having a good time here on homecoming night. And they do. They want to put some more time on the clock here. Let's see.
2:04. They went from 151 to 2:04.
There they go.
And that you file that under the like it matters column. Usually refs want to take time off when the game's already out of reach.
They want to give the Oaks a fair chance, Joe. Come on, lighten up, all right, buddy?
I know, but gee.
This is not a pro game.
Well, exactly. That's why they shouldn't worry about the clock.
Well, the kids want to get their last shot in
but
here.
if they score, it'll be in less time than that.
Oh, and it's almost caught down there. Intended again for Shaw. They go his way 3 consecutive times, and it doesn't work out. Let's take a look.
Yeah, here he's got him. He's double covered. He makes it really a good throw. It's right there. And the defenders come over and make a good play on it.
Double covered.
Still
Coverage.
right there.
Right there. Yep.
And that was, I believe, Bryce Stacer making the play for him.
And they're going to go for it again. 1:58 on the clock now. 4th and 10. Ball just shy of midfield. Tillotson back to pass. Has time. Unloads downfield and in and out of the hands of his intended receiver down there. And that was Caraway, number 48.
And we're not sure
that would have been enough for a first down.
It'd been close. Depends on how the ref spots.
Well, looking from my angle, he was behind the flag, so he would have had the first down.
Was he behind? Okay, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. By the time he got tackled, he wasn't there, but it doesn't matter now. He didn't catch it. He had Shaw open on the other side, but you know the defense has been double covering Shaw all night, so he might as well go to somebody else.
And celebration time on the Red Hawks sideline. Big homecoming victory for them.
You saw Schiffer doing his Kurt Schilling imitation with the towel over the head.
And a good, strong run down there by Gary Eberhard as he ran a couple people over.
You know about Kurt Schilling?
Kurt Schilling?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phillies pitcher.
That's right.
With the towel over the head.
That's right.
He doesn't look as nervous as Schilling does, though. I think because his team's going to win and
because
Schilling's
he didn't
isn't.
have to pitch.
Yeah. Well, his team's going to win and Schilling's isn't, so that's a big difference, too.
2nd down and about 6 yards coming up now. Whitehouse, the quarterback in there, handing off to the other Eberhard, Steve Eberhard, going around the left side. And it'll be 3rd and short yardage coming up now for Athens. And clock continue to roll now at 1:05 left in the game. You see the mud, and you see that once was a great uniform. Clean, rather, I should say.
Yeah, football uniform doesn't look good till it's dirty now. Come on.
But the award-winning uniform, I should say.
That's right.
The award-winning uniform of high schools.
Troy Athens, yeah.
That's right. 3rd and 5. On the carry, Gary Eberhard, and I think he's going to be short of the first down. It'll be 4th and maybe a yard coming up.
And depending on when the ref puts this ball down, they might not have to run a play. Yeah, they will. It's a 2-second difference. They will have to run it, so they do have to get the first down, or else the clock will stop for the change of possession.
That's right. 15 seconds, counting down. You can see the clock.
Now, the smart play here, it doesn't matter at this point, is right about now you have your offensive lineman jump. That doesn't matter now.
Oh.
Now, there will be a change of possession.
Will be a change of possession.
If you have a then the clock stops. As you see, he gets kind of taken and thrown to the ground from behind the line of scrimmage. If you have a delay of game, when the clock stops, it won't restart. But if you have an illegal procedure, after the ball's set down, the clock will restart. So if there's more than 25 seconds left, you don't take a delay. You get it down to about 8 seconds. You have your own guy purposefully go off sides. The ref has to restart his 25-second clock. You never run a play.
There you go. So that's how you can do it next time.
That's how you don't have to risk fumbles when you're trying to run the clock out. It's a dirty thing, but it works. And because there's a change of possession, the clock runs out before they even have to run a play again. So unless Dondero wanted to call a timeout, which it looks like they did.
Right.
Looks like they're going to give Dondero a timeout, which will give him one play in, 5 seconds.
Well, he went down, he went down in 5 seconds, and that's what they put back up.
Yeah, so they did use a timeout. Now they are going to try to score. And otherwise the clock would have run out because, as we said, with penalties also on change of possession, unless there was an incomplete pass, the clock restarts.
Well, the Athens players happy, but they're saying, oh, come on, 5 seconds, give me a break. They want to get out of there.
Yeah.
John Walker looking on said, okay, guys, let's just stop them from getting into the end zone here with the 5 seconds left.
Yeah, they got a big game next week to worry about now.
And we will be there next week. Don't forget to tune in then.
See, Troy, who I think is ranked in one poll, 3rd in the state in Class AA.
It's going to be the Battle of Troy next week. Right now, the Oaks want to get one more playoff. And they do. Tillotson to throw. Going deep to Shaw again. And, well, they continue to go that way, and that'll end it.
Yeah, they're going to let... If the ref really wanted to be picky there, they could have thrown an interference flag on that play, but I think they know better than that.
John Walker, the victor here on homecoming night for him. Going to shake hands with Fred Fuhr. And tough season for Fred Fuhr, but he'll be back. And we see the two coaches.
And as we mentioned earlier, both schools have a game left. Obviously, we mentioned Troy and Troy Athens. Kimball and Dondero play each other in the Dome. Dondero can spoil the crosstown rivals' season. If Kimball wins that game and things work out like I think they're going to make the playoffs. But if Dondero beats them, that's all over. So you can play a little spoiler, and, if you can't make it yourself, it's kind of fun to knock the crosstown rival out as well.
That's right. So this week, we take a look at the spoilers. We look at Athens and Dondero. Next week, we'll take a look at Athens taking on the Troy Colts, and the Dondero Oaks go on to play Kimball and try to be spoiler there. The final score here at Athens High School, the Redhawks 32 and the Dondero Oaks 14. We'll be back to wrap it up right after these messages. Stay with us.
Dress for battle and join in the action as Pat and Bubba take you to Almont, Michigan to experience the game of paintball. You'll see firsthand what it's like on the paintball field as the guys narrate their way through the fierce battle. So for the best in pop music videos and all the paintball action, watch Roadshow Video. Coming up next on TCI 63.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports. The final here at Athens High School, 32-14, as the Redhawks defeat the Dondero Oaks and make it a very successful homecoming night for their team. And it was pretty much Redhawks as they scored 3 times consecutively, and we'll talk about that when we look at the scoring. But let's take a look at the final stats for you. 82 yards rushing, 78 passing for Dondero, which gives him a total of 160. On the other side, Athens just rolling up the numbers, rushing 225, 97 passing for 322 total. And first downs, 23 for Athens, 17 for Dondero. And the reason why that is so close is because of the short drives that Athens had. Turnovers, 2-1. Dondero turned the ball over twice. And time of possession, again, very close to first downs because of the short yardage that Athens had to go to get into the end zone. 26 minutes to 21 minutes.
Yeah, and you look at Athens, the 225 rushing, most of that Brent McDonald, and a lot of that on 2 huge runs, one of which was a touchdown.
And he gets over 1,000 yards, too.
Oh, yeah, probably over 1,100 by now.
Yeah, here is the scoring, and it was close at one point when the Redhawks had 7 and the Oaks had 7, and that was just for a short time in the second quarter. But the Redhawks turned it around quickly in that second quarter. They scored 13 big points to go into halftime, leading 20-7, and then it was the scoring pretty much matched there at the end there. 7 points for Dondero in the third quarter, and then 6 and 6 for the Redhawks.
It looked like Dondero in the third quarter came out, put a drive together, got a touchdown pass, and looked like made it close, and then suddenly Athens came right back and blew it away.
And Athens will be back next week as we take a look at the Battle of Troy. Next week it'll be Troy as the Colts take on the Athens Redhawks, and don't miss this battle. This will be our season finale, our regular season finale, right here on TCI 63, Saturday and Monday at 7 p.m. as we take a look at the moon here. And the final score here, 32-14, the Athens Redhawks victors here on homecoming night. For Joe Abramson and all of us here at TCI Sports, I'm Dave Zorin. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week at Troy High School.